They're told how in the middle of the night, thoughts would come saying, you can be buried in that new pink dress that you bought. The enemy would love for you to start planning your demise, planning you going down, living lonely, addicted. His goal is to keep you focused on the problem. There are times that we all feel stuck. We've had a disappointment, we get stuck in a bad mood, or we've made mistakes, and stuck in guilt. We can feel stuck in our career, or stuck being single, stuck raising a difficult child. Thoughts whisper, it's never going to change. This is permanent. Those are all lies. God did not create you to live stuck, to be limited by your circumstances and restricted because of what people have done. He created you to rise higher, to reach new levels, to break barriers of the past. And yes, there are seasons of waiting and times of testing where we go through struggle, but that's not how your story ends. There are seasons of harvest coming, seasons of breakthrough, seasons of uncommon favor where God steps in and does what only He can do. You may feel stuck in some area of your life today. All the circumstances say it's not going to change, that God must have forgotten about you. No, here's the key. God shows up. Just ask Paul and Silas. They were stuck in prison, their feet in chains. It looked permanent, but at midnight, as they were singing praises, God showed up. There was a great earthquake. The prison doors flung open. They walked out as free men. Jonah was stuck in the belly of a whale. He had made mistakes. It was his own fault. But God doesn't abandon us when we get off course. That whale suddenly had indigestion, went to the shore and spit Jonah out. God gave him another chance. Hannah, in the scripture, she felt stuck. She'd been trying to have a baby for years, but she was barren. She watched her sister have child after child, and it didn't seem fair. She went to the temple and prayed. The prophet Eli said to her, God heard your prayer and you will have a child. She not only had one baby, but God gave her 6 children. This was after years of her feeling stuck, thoughts telling her that she would always be barren. Don't believe the never lies. You'll never get well, never get married, never accomplish your dream. You may be stuck now, but you're not going to stay stuck. God's about to show up. Job thought he was stuck. He went through great difficulties, lost his health, his family, his business. He was so depressed, he said, I hate my life. I wish I had never been born. His wife joined in and said, I agree, Job, just curse God and die. It's good to have supportive people. And all the circumstances said Job was done, but God shows up to stuck people. He not only restored what Job lost, but Job came out with double. God makes the enemy pay for bringing the trouble. And we all go through difficulties and things that are not fair. And those thoughts will tell you it's never going to change. But you have to keep this down in your spirit. Stuck is not your destiny. God came to loose the captives. He came to free you from what has you restricted. Joseph thought he was stuck in a pit. His brothers left him there to die. A caravan of Ishmaelites came. He was sold into slavery in Egypt, where years later he would become the prime minister. Looked like he was stuck, but it was all a setup to move him into his purpose. The enemy won't tell you that God's working behind the scenes, that it's leading you to your purpose, that being stuck is only temporary. He'll whisper, oh, you're done. It's never going to change. Don't believe that. God's purpose for your life cannot be overridden by a bad break, a delay, a loss, a hardship. And sure, there'll be times we feel stuck, but you have to remember God is still in control. He's still ordering your steps. At the appointed time, He will loose you. Suddenly doors will open. Suddenly the well spits you out. Suddenly you have that baby. Suddenly you become the prime minister, so to speak. You step in to a new level of your destiny. And the scripture says, lift up your head and the King of glory will come in. If you're going to get unstuck, you can't go around with your head down, focused on your problems, thinking you've reached your limits. As long as your head is down, you're going to see. This is what my mother did when she was diagnosed with terminal liver cancer back in 1981. There was nothing more the doctors could do. They sent her home saying that she had a few weeks to live. And it was around Christmas time, and our whole family felt stuck. Medically speaking, they had run out of options. My mother told how in the middle of the night, thoughts would come saying, you can be buried in that new pink dress that you bought. The enemy would love for you to start planning your demise, planning you going down, living lonely, addicted. His goal is to keep you focused on the problem, how impossible it looks, how long it's been. The scripture says, look away from all that distracts unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. In difficult times, more than ever, you have to look away from the distractions and look up. Fix your thoughts on what God says about you. He's the author and the finisher. What He starts, He's going to complete. You may be stuck now. The good news is God is not finished. He's still working. Keep looking up. Keep thanking Him. Keep declaring what He promised. Keep talking like it's on the way. And despite the negative report, I would hear my mother going through the house saying, Father, thank you that you're restoring health back into me, that I will live and not die, that the number of my days you will fulfill. You know what happened? The King of Glory came in. God did what medicine couldn't do. That was 44 years ago. From a few weeks to live to over 4 decades. You're never too stuck for God to free you. You're never too addicted, too depressed, medical report too bad, child too far gone. Lift up your head and chains will break. Healing will come. Supernatural. There was a man in the scripture that had been crippled for 38 years. Every day his family would carry him to the pool of Bethesda. They'd lay there hoping to be healed. They believed that an angel would trouble the water. The first person in would be made well. There were hundreds of sick people and disabled gathered at this pool. But of all the people, Jesus came to this man who had been stuck for 38 years. It's not a coincidence that the scripture tells us how long he's been lame. Many of the people Jesus healed, we don't know how long they were blind or how long they had leprosy. We just know they got healed. But this link was included on purpose so we would know that no matter how long you've been stuck, it's not too late for God to turn it around. Jesus asked the man, do you want to get well? Seemed like an odd question. Of course he did. That's why he came to the pool. But Jesus wanted to see his frame of mind. Was he looking up? Was he believing he could get well? Or was he looking down, thinking it had been too long? He said to Jesus, I don't have anyone to help me get into the pool. He was saying, in effect, yes, I want to get well, but I'm at a disadvantage. Jesus could have said, man, you didn't answer right. If you'd have said yes, I'd have healed you. God's full of mercy. The fact is, Jesus knew the man went to the pool every day. He saw his faith. Every morning, the man getting out of bed, putting his clothes on, being carried to the pool. He could have been at home, laying in bed, self-pity, life's not fair. Every day he's out there hoping to get well, expecting the waters to move, believing for a supernatural touch. Jesus said to him, rise, take up your bed and walk. Some people say the man didn't have much faith, but if you've never walked in your life and someone tells you to get up, do you know how much faith that would take? The man could have said, Jesus, what do you mean? I'm crippled. I've been this way my whole life. Or this man said, in effect, if you say I can walk, then I believe I can walk. If you say I'm not stuck anymore, then I believe it. As he started to rise up, suddenly strength, healing flowed into him, energized his legs. He stood up, walked out of there, first time in 38 years. If you're stuck in some area, you need to look inside and say, God, what do I need to do? Show me anything that's holding me back. If you'll take that step of faith, your act of obedience will start a chain reaction of the goodness of God. Life may not have treated you fair. You've got a good reason to stay where you are, but stuck is not your destiny. What happened to you did not stop your purpose. Mistakes you've made did not cancel your assignment. There is still a beautiful life, a blessing, fulfillment, abundance that belongs to you. It's time to arise, shake off the guilt, forgive the people that hurt you, let go of the self-pity, lift up your head, get that fresh vision. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. Being stuck is not permanent. It's a setup for God to show out in your life. You may be stuck now, but I believe and declare this is a new day. You're about to become unstuck. God is releasing you from whatever is holding you back. Chains are being broken. Strongholds are coming down. Freedom is coming. Restoration, divine connections, the fullness of your destiny. In Jesus' name.